Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sim Experience 2022 Mazda Cup, coming to you live tonight from Okayama in Japan for round 6 of our championship. Not such a long track. It's not the shortest, but it's not the longest. It's a 3.7 kilometer track or 2.3 mile track. I'm your commentator, Dennis Mitchell, and hopefully tonight I will be joined by Jason Underwood later on. I don't yet have Jason here, although to be honest, I haven't actually been in the correct broadcast room for him to see me, so hopefully we'll join shortly. I am now there. Not too sure where everyone else is tonight, but it's quite a quiet evening tonight. A lot of the drivers, since having such heavy power issues, have not returned. I guess they are not fully up to speed of everything, but hopefully they will be joining in the following rounds. So speaking of rounds, tonight is round 6 of our 8-round championship coming to you from Okayama. Next week's round will be from Lime Rock Park in America, and the final round will be from Misano in Italy. Of course, the cars that the guys are driving are the Mazda Cup car. It's a 2016 spec car. It is the current generation. There is no newer model. About 160 brake horsepower, 200 newton meters of torque. Dry weight of about 908 kilograms. Power to weight ratio of 5.67 kilograms per horsepower. It's a rear-wheel drive drivetrain. It comes equipped with slick tires and a 6-speed manual gearbox. Let's have a quick look at our championship. So currently, after the previous round, Basil van Rijn is leading the championship on 495 points. Jean de Toy on 437 points. Yandre Duppenaar on 360 points. Dani van Rooyen unfortunately has fallen back down to 4th. He didn't make the previous round. I believe he had some issue with his PC or couldn't make it for whatever reason. And he isn't here tonight, so I'm sure he'll be dropping down further. But he is still currently in 4th place on 359. Sean Olivier on 338. Monet de Toy on 334. James Crook on 314. James Leach Jr. on 289. Andre Hildebrandt on 255, Hilton Nickerson 207, Adib Gamillion, hope I'm pronouncing that alright, 184, Tian Murray on 182, Bjorn Buchner on 181, Brandon Robert on 164, and Andre Besson on 156. Those are our top 15 drivers. We do have more, but we're only listing the top 15. So the drivers will shortly be going over into qualifying. But before they do, a brief history on the track. It was originally a privately owned track or created for elite people just to have a bit of fun on that had a lot of money. And it has since evolved. It has become a staple of certain sims like iRacing. iRacing, if you get involved with the MX5 Cup there, this is one of the free tracks you will race. It was great fun, which is one of the reasons why I have included in this championship, is that I did find it quite exciting. Alright, so I believe the drivers are now in qualifying, so we can head over to qualifying. Just to let you know, it is a 15-minute qualifying session. The drivers have 15 minutes to do their best time to set their grid position for race 1. Race 2 is a top 10 reverse grid. Unfortunately, we probably be reversing the entire grid tonight. But let's head over to our live footage at the moment. Alright, on board now with Andre Besson. If all your drivers could just let me know if there's any issues with sound tonight. Hopefully the sounds are coming through alright. For some reason I actually can't hear it myself. I don't hear the car sounds. It looks like it's playing, but I'm not actually hearing it. So if there's anyone in the YouTube channel that could just confirm that yes, we have sound. Otherwise I will just continue as per normal. So we just have to wait now for a couple of drivers' lap times to come in, but at the moment everyone is pretty much on an out lap. While we are waiting for all of that to happen, I'm going to just head over to the YouTube channel in the background and see if I can hear anything. The lap times to come in, but at the moment I'm Strange hearing my own voice. Alright, apologies for that. I just needed to confirm that there is audio, which I can hear that there is. Hopefully it's loud enough. It does seem fairly soft. Alright, so we're watching under Misano at the moment, driving down the buildings. I'm not sure why the camera is staying on this view. We can't really see much in this view, so perhaps we can oh, there we go, it's changed to a different view, so that's good. Quite a nice overhead view of the car, roof cam view. Unfortunately it has now disappeared again. Kind of blind at the moment without having the leaderboard up to know whose times are doing what. Perhaps in the meantime we can jump to one of our other cameras as well. So let's jump to on board of Bjorn Buchner. Audio is back to front here, so that's probably why things ain't sounded quite right. So look at that's matching like it should. Right, I believe we're coming down to turn 1 at the moment. Quite a fast third gear corner. To drift out wide as much as you can. Get over to the right into 4th gear, just tap off slightly, get the car to the apex as early as you can and get on the throttle straight away. Make full use of the track, straight line through these corners here as best you can. Get over to the left just before the 15-meter board, drop down to 3rd gear, turn in nice and tight. Just kind of miss the apex there, carry as much speed as you can. Just currently chasing, I believe it's Andre Hildebrandt in front of me. Brake just before the 15-meter board down to 2nd gear. Get 3rd gear for here, turning nice and early. Keep it in 3rd. So then keeping it in 3rd, just ease off slightly. Get up to 4th, and as you get up to 4th, you get to the 15-meter board. Just past the 15-meter board, you brake down to 3rd. In Braun's case, he goes down to 2nd. To 3rd, down to 2nd again. And the final corner, this corner here is flat out. He gets up to 4th, we'll go down to 3rd now, most likely. And that's a lap of Okayama. Seeing Andre Dupino at the moment. Lap times at least starting to come in now, so we have quite a few lap times. That's from Rain currently in pole, a provisional pole from Andre Besson, Jean de Toy. So it is a PZN panel beaters podium positions at the moment. Jumping on now to Basil and Rain. Lap times are changing fast. The Cameron can't keep up. Cameron's trying to follow the fastest drivers. Perhaps we can have a look at drivers we don't usually have a look at. So let's have a look at Stan Bezada notes. So good to have Stan joining us tonight. This fantastic colour scheme that he has. Still getting up to speed, but at least he's here and he's learning. With all the connection issues he's had, he hasn't had much time to drive, but he's here. Oh, he's gone slightly wide there. At least he is here tonight, so that is fantastic. Let's perhaps go back to current pace set of Basil van Rijn, who's just over 3/10 ahead of Andre Besson. So 146.397. And he did a 46.2 early on in the practice session. Bjorn Bruckner hasn't done many laps and already he's in 5th place, so that's a promising start. Excuse me. Around. There's no drivers in the chat room. I was kind of hoping that if there were drivers in the chat room, perhaps we could get some commentary while the drivers are actually live. Something different for a change, but yeah, they're not there at the moment, so we'll have to just hang tight for that. So currently Jean-Louis de Toy is in 3rd place. He's 2nd in the championship at the moment, so perhaps we can a quick shot at him. See his lap is unfolding. You see Stan is disconnected, so hopefully that's a connection issue and hopefully he'll be able to rejoin. I find it quite interesting watching some of the drivers that drive in the various sims, how they perform in different sims. For example, Andre Hildebrandt in here is in 8th place at the moment, about 3 seconds off the pace, whereas in R-Factor he's much closer to the front. So I think in the British Touring cars coming up, I think that'll be very exciting because lap times across the board will probably be within 2 seconds across 20-odd drivers, so that should be quite fun. Andre, of course, is also competing in the virtual South African GT series. I'm doing pretty well over there. So for those of you that like your R-Factor and like GT3, you should head over to 80k and join up or sign up for their Pro Series, which is the Virtual SA GT. It's running all local South African tracks in GT3 cars. Give that a go if you're into your R-Factor. Of course, the series is sponsored by Alban, so thank you very much to everything Alban does for us. So if you have any automotive, glass or aluminium needs, you can head over to www.alban.co.za. Give Hilko a shot, I'm sure he can help you. They have fantastic new premises. They are really on the up. They are one of the largest, if not the largest, automotive glass manufacturer in South Africa. Chances are you already have one of their products. They have been extremely faithful to us and keeping us going and making all of this possible. Hopefully Hilko will be joining us for our British Touring Car Series in a week and a half's time. It'll be starting on Sunday the 7th, I believe. Currently Basil van Rijn on a 146.1, I believe that's his fastest time so far. Henri Besson on a lap 0.653 slower. Jean de Toy not much slower than that, 0.7 slower, so that's pretty close to battle there for second. As we have Stan Bezednet rejoining us thankfully. Yandre Duppenaar in 4th place, 1.6 seconds back now. I know Yandre is struggling a lot with AC since he's got into R-Factor. He's one of the drivers, like myself, that just finds R-Factor more natural, and once you get used to it, you find it very hard to come back to a Assetto Corsa. He's definitely in that boat. The more he plays R-Factor, the more he struggles with the Assetto Corsa. Look at one of our newer drivers, Justin Watercall. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Actually driving currently in Hilke's skin. For some reason the server is giving him Hilke's skin, so at least Hilke's skin is getting some airtime. Our sponsor Alwyn is proudly all over the car, so we will see that shortly in a trackside view. At some point I'll get to this correct audio running. Alright, let's transfer back to the other since he's now back off track. Alright, so let's have a look at one of the other drivers perhaps. Since he's fighting the hardest to catch Basil, let's go have a look at Henri Besson. Definitely have the correct audio on. Let's see how close he can get. So we're in overtime at the moment. This is his final attempt. Basil in provisional pole. Henri Besson is plus 296 behind, and Jean-Louis de Toy plus 3 behind. Justin Watercall is 0.6 behind, so Justin showing some good pace. Bjorn Buchner, Jean-Louis Duppenaar, and de Toy. So lap times are coming in. Currently only are... Oh, that's the end of him. So Monet de Toy, no. Will he be able to improve? Let's see. And then of course Basil van Rijn is still on the lap as well. We will see Basil van Rijn improve. No, he's unfortunately pitted, so that's it for Basil. So Monet, currently the only driver capable of improving. And he calls it quits, so that's it. That is qualifying over. Alright then, perhaps we can head to an ad break, and then we'll be back shortly after. Alright, welcome back everyone. We are back live. The sound is now correct. I'm having strange issues with the sound, so apologies for any issues. Alright, so we are back here for race 1 of the 2022 Mazda MX5 Cup round 6 coming to you from Okayama. So it's race 1 of round 6. 20-minute race, and then we will do a reverse grid race 2 as the drivers start to get ready. Lights out in a moment, and it's away. I'm not too sure if that is accurate. You see Andre Hildebrand going off there. Perhaps we can Just see what on earth is actually happening, if that is correct. I don't think that is correct. Bjorn Buchner, I believe, is in 4th place at the moment, so for some reason the timing screen is not accurate on the machine at the moment. But we can go to our other screen and we can see it here that Bjorn is indeed in 4th place, Mazda and Rain is in 1st, Misano in 2nd, Jean-Louis de Toy in 3rd. PC's got itself confused and it's not showing all the drivers. Hopefully that will update shortly. All mixed up. Tightest section of the track is very, very difficult. Over to our other PC. Hopefully we get the audio for it. As we see, Basil van Rijn is in 1st place from Andre Besson and Jean-Louis de Toy. We're now seeing. So the 3 of them pretty close at the moment. Hopefully they can stay in touch with Basil and doesn't just clear off. At that, I am going to see if I can give us something a little bit more entertaining to watch. Hopefully it will be entertaining, hopefully some action happens. So just have a little bit of a view with Andre Besson. Two of them having a nice battle. The second screen is on board with Andre Besson looking back at Jean-Louis de Toy. The screen is focusing on the trackside view. It seems to be the biggest battle at the moment. It's the battle for 1st place, but it looks like Basil is already starting to clear off slightly. There's a slight battle at the background between Bjorn Buchner and Andre Dupinot, so we'll have a look at that shortly. Toy? Let's have a look. So looking back at Andre at Monet de Toy, let's see if Monet is going to make a pass. His lights blazing, trying to intimidate him. Exit there, wide entrance I should say. Monet in the background, not Yonder who we're on board with. Right, let's head back to our podium contenders. Battle behind that we were looking at was on board Yonder looking back at Monet, but if we were to look back from Bjorn we'll see Yonder, and right behind Yonder we'll see Monet. So oh, there he goes for the pass. Make it stick. Yes, he does indeed. So now Yandre Dippenaar is in 4th place. Very nice move there by Yandre. Now has Bjorn all over the rear end of him. Will Bjorn make it back at him? Bjorn is looking. These two having a nice dice here. That's going to bring Mornay into play, I'm sure. Good battle going on here. Getting a nice slipstream there. The camera's focusing on the other battles. Let's see if I can get to a different angle. Issues with the cameras, just trying to get things to work as efficiently as I'd like. Let's transfer over to see what's happening with Bjorn. So Bjorn at the moment was on the attack. He's coming under attack as well from 1A. Exciting battle going on here. Basil has pulled away in the front, so that's no longer exciting. So unfortunately it's taking away Basil's track time, but exciting battle going on back here. Still a battle going on for 2nd place between Andre Besson and Jean-Louis Dutoy, so that we can see at the moment. Good evening, Rudy van der Westhuizen. Good to see you in the comments. Good luck and enjoy all. Enjoying the stream. Bit of a quiet race at the moment, but seem to be having a good race. Battle going on further back with Bjorn. So let's have a look at that. Perhaps we can have a look at both battles. There seem to be the two main battles, battle 2nd and 3rd, and the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Guys trying really hard. Unfortunately the rest of the gaps are quite large, so we're not sure what we need to see. Bjorn is now taking 4th place from Andre Dippenaar. Bjorn doing everything he can now to defend. Bjorn having a really great race at the moment. Andre is a bit off the pace at the moment, but he seems to still at least be having quite a good race. You're saying my audio is a bit soft, my voice? Alright, I can adjust that. Be a bit better now. I don't know if that sounds a little bit louder. Quickly again. Currently 3rd and 2nd. Going to the toy and Andre Besson. Let's look back again at Bjorn at the moment. Bjorn having quite a good battle at the moment. Really trying hard to defend from Andre. Right, here comes Andre. Two of them side by side, slightest of contact, nice and clean otherwise. So Andre's got him. Close there. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Warner now come into play. He will indeed. He's now alongside Andre. Will he be able to get past? He's now going to have the inside into the tightest of corners, so that will definitely be an advantage. It's a long hairpin corner. All sorts of things happening there. You weren't even losing out there. Andre has dropped a few places, so unfortunately spinning off there. Will he be able to recover? And that of course is bringing Justin into play. So Justin is in 6th place at the moment and he's definitely on the charge. Let's just go back to Gendre and see what's happening with Gendre at the moment. Perhaps we can, as we're seeing Justin, let's head over to Justin's camera at the moment and see what's happening. Saying you can barely hear me. Okay, my microphone is louder and maybe I can turn the game sound. Can you hear the game sound alright, Trudy? Not on board at the moment with, I'll drop that down a bit maybe. Hopefully that will be better like that. Just let me know if that's helping. I'm trying different audios from different sources at the moment, so I'm not too sure if maybe the one is affecting the other. We have multiple PCs running now, so trying to get the different audios, and that's maybe doing things. Alright, Justin having a good look here at the moment. Wait for the move. And up the inside, he does it. Right, so 6 minutes left to go. As you see, the great skin of Hilco. Our title sponsor, of course, Alwyn. Let's just quickly go back to the leaders and just see what's happening there. And while they're doing that, I will see if we can perhaps get a different view. Maybe we can get a view from... Perhaps have a look at Monet. Monet is fairly close at the moment to Justin still. Does my voice sound any louder now at the moment? Right, hopefully my voice is a bit louder and everyone can hear me alright. So at the moment we're watching Monet right behind Justin. Good evening, Hilton. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you. Saying keep up the great work. Kind of expecting that you'll be racing tonight, Hilton. But I hope to see you in the British Touring Cars. That I think is going to be a fantastic championship. Probably just over 20 guys signed up or showing interest at the moment. We're saying, okay, sounding much better at the moment, so that's good to hear. Excuse the pun. So looking like we're all catching up to Bjorn at the moment. So let's have a quick recap on the other positions at the moment. And then perhaps we can watch from maybe from Bjorn's point of view and see as they slowly come closer to him. See one there at the moment. A couple of seconds shy of Justin. Justin right behind Bjorn. Well, I say right behind is fairly close. They are slowly catching. If we have a look at Bjorn's view looking back, you can see the two of them, but they are not quite close enough to threaten Bjorn just yet. The time is running out. 3 minutes left to go. Looks like Bjorn will be safe. I don't think they're going to catch him fast enough. So it's looking like race 1 is going to be Bazalkan Rain from Andre Besson and maybe Jean de Toy, although Jean de Toy is second behind Andre, so anything can still happen there. Hilton asking about the BTCs. I think that starts on the 7th, if my dates are correct, which is not the following Sunday, but the Sunday after that. So the coming Sunday we will have a full test round of the series, which we might be streaming, which will be coming from Lime Rock, which is not a track that will be used in the official series, but it's a track similar to some of the tracks in the official series, so we'll use that just for testing. It'll be a full run, so it'll be an exact schedule as we would do for the actual BTC. So we'll have a proper qualifying, we'll have race 1, a 20-minute race, and then race 2 will be a reverse grid with a rolling start. Race 1 is with a standing start. And just to see how that works out with the different cars, the front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive, how they wear their tires and how the race unfolds. So we'll probably be streaming that on Sunday, but then the following Sunday will be the official start of our British Touring Car Series, which will be 8 rounds, 7 British tracks. Unfortunately we don't have a very good Snetterton, so we're replacing Snetterton with Assen. So Assen should be fantastic to drive, and it is used in some of the other British championships, like the Superbikes. And then following that we might then do another touring car series with those cars, but on South African tracks. And following that we might do another championship with touring cars on international tracks. So those touring cars are going to get lots of exposure. We see lots of action happening further back in the field. Bjorn is now under threat actually. I wasn't expecting he would be, but Justin's really close. And while I was talking away there, Justin really came close to his bumper. So Justin has pulled away from Monet. Now it's Bjorn that's under threat. So less than half a minute left to go, and then probably a lap and a half. So will Bjorn be able to hold off Justin? See Monet driving a little bit lonely behind them at the moment. Hilton asking if you need the full DLC for Sunday. No, but you will need both cars. You say you've got the Q50, you will still need to own the Toyota to join the server. Lime Rock is a free track, it's part of the original content of the game, so you will have Lime Rock. You only need to then have the Toyota. So you need to own the Toyota and the Infiniti Q50 to be able to join. Then for the actual series, 6 of the rounds will be free tracks, but 2 of them will be the DLC tracks. Round 1 is Donington Park, and round 5 is, I believe, Brands Hatch, if I'm correct. And those 2 are the latest laser scanned DLC from Studio 397. But Sunday's event will be the free track, but with both cars. So Bjorn's still under threat at the moment. The BTCs I think will be great fun. This MX5 Cup has been very successful in the past. Unfortunately, since the load shedding has kicked in, we've had numbers drop quite a lot, but usually it's very close because it's slower racing and very, very close racing, and the drivers can get side by side and have a lot of fun. And the British touring cars are going to be much the same. The difference there is it's in R-Factor, not a Serie Corsa, and we'll have a front wheel drive and a rear wheel drive car, so that should also bring different kinds of characteristics in and a bit more strategy into play. Yes, Hilton, you can buy the content you need. You can buy them individually. So if you already own the Q50, you either bought the Q50 just by buying the single car, or you bought the 2 cars. If you've bought the 2 cars, then you can join the server, which is up, so you're welcome to go and try and join. If you've just bought the Q50, I'm busy talking, there's another move again there for Bjorn. If you've just bought the Q50, then you can go into the store and just buy the Toyota, and you'll be able to join the server. So if you just buy the Toyota, you should be good to go. And while I'm talking, there we have Basil van Rijn taking the lead, taking the win. So while I'm chatting away, he's taken victory. So perhaps we can now go to let's just see. Andre Misano has already crossed the line. Let's go to the Bjorn Buchner battle, which are on board at the moment. So let's see if we can maybe get a different view as they now come across the line. The 3 of them keeping position. Bjorn from Justin from Monet. Alright, then let's have a look at what's happening further back with Andre Dupinot. I think is the next driver on track. Now coming across the line, taking 7th place. So several drivers still on track. Ibrahim now coming across the line in 8th place. Andre Hildebrandt will be next. Andre Hildebrandt unfortunately being involved in an incident at the start. And then Luc Maan coming across to take 10th place. Unfortunately, Stan has disconnected, so he gets 11th place. Alright, and then that's the end of the round, or race 1 from the round. So we'll go to a quick ad break, and then we'll be back for race 2. So stay with us, we'll be back shortly. Alright, welcome back everyone. We are back for race 2 of the Alwyn 2022 Mazda Cup, coming to you live from Okayama in Japan. Race 2 is once again 20 minutes. The drivers get ready. Unfortunately, Jason Underwood has not joined me, but I am your commentator, Dennis Mitchell. My broadcast director is Sim Experience SA. The drivers are revving their engines, getting ready to go. Alright, and we're away. Not much of a camera shot at the moment, so apologies for that. Unfortunately, the camera sometimes can be a bit silly. Perhaps we can have a slightly different look of things in a moment. Let's have a look at our dual screen. We can look back from our current leader, Andre Hildebrandt. Andre Dupenau behind him. On our other screen in third place we have Justin doing really good, so Justin might come strong in this race. Of course, Basil is now in 7th place. He usually comes flying through the field in our second races. So let's see how much Andre Hildebrandt can do in this race. He had misfortune in the first race. It looks like he's got everything his own way tonight for race 2, so let's see if he can hopefully pull away from Yondre. It looks like he is pulling away slightly from Yondre, so perhaps he can pull off a nice podium here in race 2, possibly even better. Perhaps we can actually go to a stream just of his looking back. Behind him we have Yondre Dupenau. The gap was 9 tenths, and then suddenly Yondre started closing, so maybe Yondre was just taking it easy in the first couple of corners, or maybe just ran slightly wide. So quite a nice battle going on there. We're going to keep that angle going for now, since that is quite an important one, but in the meantime we have Basil van Rijn making a pass on Justin over here. I believe that's Andre Besson coming with him there. But Justin's fighting back, keeping the position at the moment. So quite a nice battle going on here at the moment. We don't have our overlay showing up. Not sure why that is. I think I do know why. Get caught out by some of the technology. It's a really nice battle going on at the moment here. So Andre Dupenau all over the back of Andre Hildebrandt already. In the background, Bjorn Buchner being attacked by Jean de Toy. So let's have a look back from Andre's car. Andre getting really close at the moment. Action at the moment to the front. Bjorn having to defend really hard there, making as defensive line as possible. I think he might have compromised himself on his exit. Although he does have the inside line here, he doesn't have the sweeping line, so he's going to lose a bit of momentum down the straights here. Well, the kinked straights. For some reason this is saying that Basil is in the lead. I believe he's not. I believe he is further down in 5th place still. So let me go back to our main view for now so that I can rectify that. So one of the oddities with having multiple PCs is sometimes there's things that don't line up quite like they should. It's usually fairly simple to rectify it, but now it's just a simple click. Go back to having a dual view with the correct times on the sides. So Andre Hildebrandt's still in the lead from Yandre Dippenaar by only 0.3 of a second at the moment. Jean-Andre de Toy in 3rd place and Bjorn Buchner in 4th place at the moment. Basil still sitting in 5th place, so going to be challenging Bjorn Buchner shortly, I'm sure. The main pack still quite close together at the moment. I think on PC2 I am going to see if we can keep an eye on the Bjorn battle, because at the moment Bjorn is under attack. I believe Bjorn might have already lost the position. He hasn't. Basil is there. Basil was around the outside in the previous turn. Here comes Basil now. Will Bjorn be able to defend? So, Basil has indeed got past. Perhaps what we should be doing is watching, instead of other cars looking back, we should be watching Bjorn going forward. So perhaps that's something I need to do. Change the views. Let's see if I can get something better from Basil's point of view. Let's see him maybe progressing forward. He is indeed challenging the other cars in a moment. Oh, quite a nice battle going on here at the front, and of course Basil lurking in the background there. So Andre doing everything he can at the moment to defend, and as a result slowing the guys down, and Basil might slip up the inside there, but no. Managing to fall back in behind Jean-Louis de Toy. The 3 PZN guys giving Andre a real hard time here. It's quite a good race so far. And back on we have Basil van Rijn, just behind him Bjorn Buchner, Andre Besson and Justin. So Andre doing everything he can at the moment just to hold off all the drivers. He's got another 12 minutes to go. He just needs to keep his lines, do as much as he can, and he'll hopefully bring home a good result. But at the moment he's having a really good race. The guys behind him are fighting. He's actually managed to extend his gap from Yandre, which was 3/10. It's now 7/10, and now back down to 4, now 7/10 again. I think Yandre just went a bit late on the brakes, that's why it dropped slightly there. But Jean-Louis de Toy has now lost out as a result of that. So Basil van Rijn is now in 3rd place, and Bjorn Buchner is up to 4th place. So Basil will now be challenging Yandre Dippenaar shortly. Alright, so here comes Basil. Perhaps we can go to a full screen of Basil and just watch that for a moment. Really close. Oh, Andre loses the rear. What a way to lose the lead. Oh no, Andre. Alright, so it is a Yandre Dippenaar and Basil van Rijn for 1st and 2nd, and now Yandre's run wide, so Basil's going to sneak up the inside quite easily here. Managing to actually not get the lead. Here it comes now. So Andre, I believe, is still in 3rd place at least. He's actually in 5th place at the moment, so unfortunately Andre losing out quite a lot. Bjorn Buchner now in 3rd place. So solid driving there for Bjorn, capitalizing on other drivers' mistakes. And of course these two battling out in the front here has allowed Bjorn to actually catch him slightly. So perhaps we can keep an eye on Bjorn. If these battle a lot more, then maybe Bjorn will actually come into play. I don't think Bjorn's got the ultimate pace, but he can certainly be there should they fight amongst each other too much. So you can have a look from Bjorn's point of view in the top right screen at the moment, looking forward at Basil van Rijn and Jandre Duppenaar. So Jandre really under threat by Basil. Basil's just waiting for his turn to pounce. Stan Bezedner just joined us for race 2, so he'll hopefully get to drive, even though he'll be a few laps down. He'll at least get to take part. So as we're watching the gaps, Bjorn has indeed brought the gap down to a second at the moment. So the more that they're fighting, the more that Bjorn is actually getting brought back into play, as well as Justin. So I think Jandre is off the pace enough to hold Basil up, but fast enough to make it difficult for Basil to pass. Obviously Basil being his teammate, he's maybe not willing to make the harder passes. But pretty exciting at the moment. The drivers are now actually in play because of this. So Bjorn is right there. It was 7 tenths, now 8 tenths, now 9 tenths. Back to a second, so obviously he did quite the exit like they did. So Jandre de Toy also behind Bjorn I'm sure, or behind Justin I should say. I'm sure will also be challenging at some point. Andre Besson has actually got past Andre Hildebrandt at the moment. Now to Bjorn has indeed started to increase, so perhaps they have now decided to pull away slightly and not slow each other down. But this I think will then play into the hands of Justin, who is definitely over the back end of Bjorn at the moment, and right behind him we got Jandre. So perhaps we can have a look in a moment at Jandre. Jandre is sitting right behind them at the moment, just waiting for an opportunity now. I'm sure he will be thinking he's got a nice opportunity here to, if he can get past soon enough. The race is going pretty fast, 6.5 minutes left basically. I'm sure he's hoping to pass. I think he's got the speed on the drivers in front of him, although lap times are pretty close. Last lap Bjorn did a 48.6, Justin a 47.9 and Jandre a 46.8. So they are closing. Drivers in front are all in 48s as well, so Jandre Duppenaar 48.0. I think that's the problem, is the drivers in front are fighting it out too much and slowing each other down. Oh, there we have Justin, a really good pass there. Get him to the side and there's contact. And that's unfortunately allowed Jandre de Toy to get past. That's unfortunate. That was a brilliant pass by Justin, and unfortunately just got a slight little bit of contact with Basil, and that was it. Sorry, with Basil, with Bjorn. So that's a real shame for them. It was looking really good there. They were having a nice dice there, and unfortunately it's sad when it ends in that manner. But it is, by the looks of things, just a racing incident. least, are both still driving. So let's go to the lead at the moment and see how things are going there. While we're at the lead, let's in the background, I'll just see what I can find other driver-wise. So at the moment, Gendre, I think, is going to become the biggest threat. He's now in third place. He's been unleashed. I imagine he's going to start closing in pretty rapidly, and in fact he is now second. So perhaps we can just keep an eye on that. So Gendre closing in on Basil and Gendre in the front. They're slowing each other down quite a lot. First and second were 48.4, 48.4. Gendre was at 47.7 on the last lap, and that included the issue behind the other two drivers, so I'm sure this lap will be much faster. I mean, he's right there at the moment. The gap is only near second, although I'm sure it's actually slightly less than that. Andre Besson as well, lurking right behind, so PZN drivers doing a 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bjorn Buchner for Team Gunston in 5th place at the moment. Although he doesn't have his Team Gunston skin, we don't have one at the moment, I don't think. And Justin's still lurking behind him, so the two of them are pretty solid on pace. Justin was a 52.4 in the last lap and Bjorn a 51.7. And that of course included the incident, so we'll see after this lap how the lap times compare as they come across the line. So Bjorn on a 47.7, Justin a 47.2, so Justin half a second faster than Bjorn. So that gap is coming down. He's currently 4 tenths back. Alright, so let's see if we can find out what's happening with Justin at the moment. That gap is getting closer and closer, as is the gap at the front. Go on board with Justin now, sizing up Bjorn at the moment. The leaders are all pretty close at the moment, but sort of line astern. I think being PZN guys, they might take it slightly easy, but at the moment Justin and Bjorn, having had a little bit of a contact already, there might be some red mist at the moment. So let's see if Justin's going to come flying past. He had that really good move here earlier where he jigged to the left. I think caught Bjorn off guard a bit. Let's see if he can catch. So the drivers up front with 2 minutes to go. Andre Dupinard, Basil van Rijn and Jean-Louis de Toy. Andre Besson right behind. And of course we've got Bjorn Buchner and Justin Rottekol right behind. As we're on board now with Justin. Do a dual shot just so that we don't miss the other action as well. Contact further back in the field between the two brothers, Ibrahim and Lukman, I think. Justin not catching it as fast as I was expecting he would. Bjorn seems to have pulled the pin slightly and is holding him steady at the moment, so I think we'll come back to that shortly, but in the meantime let's focus on the battle in the front. I think Gendre has got the best view at the moment, so let's view from Gendre as we see Basil van Rijn right behind Andre Dupinard. Will Andre Dupinard get a win? Of course we've got Andre right behind them. He's incredibly close to the top 4 at the moment. Top 4 covered by 1.2 seconds, now a second. So these drivers are really pushing each other at the moment. They are holding each other up slightly. That's making for an exciting race. The guys all being pushed together like this as we have Andre getting a bit of a run now on Zolder. Zolder got on the curb there and a little bit over onto the dirt. Andre giving a little bit of love tap there. So the leader is on the final lap. Let's see Andre taking a slightly wide line. Is he going to maybe come back around the outside? Thinking about it. Let's have a look at both screens at the moment so we can keep up with both battles. Very close. Thinking about it. The first and second and the third and fourth. Being very, very cautious. Good driving from the drivers at the moment. Very respectful driving. It's good to watch. Hard but respectful. Looks like at the moment Basil is trying to make a move on Yonder, but Yonder I think might have him covered. He's run slightly wide. When they come across the line, looks like it's going to be line astern. So Yonder does indeed take the victory from Basil van Rijn, Yonder de Toy and Andre Besson. So that was a really good race. Good to see those drivers having such a good battle back there. Perhaps we can see it further back. Apologies, I was clicking on the wrong screen there. Actually meant to be clicking on this screen. Yonder indeed getting a victory finally. Alright, I think we're going to leave it at that. We will then jump out. Congratulations to all the drivers. We'll head off to an ad break. I'll try to get the top 3 drivers from the round and see if we can have some interviews. So let's jump to an ad break and we'll be back shortly. Well, welcome back, everyone. I'm joined now in the booth by our top 3 drivers. So, congratulations to the drivers. This, of course, is the end of round 6 from Okayama in Japan. Round 6 of our 8-round championship. So, let's head off to our interviews. So, this round taking victory from the round is Basil van Rijn. In second place, Joandre du Toit. And in third place, Andre Besson. So, let's start with Basil. Basil, that was quite an interesting race. Certainly race 2. Race 1 you seem to just sort of get into the lead and pull away, but race 2 you seem to be playing with your food a little bit, and as a result you ended up with quite a few guys behind you squabbling with you. So give us the race from your point of view.
Yes, Dennis, the first corner was interesting. The guys just went in. But somehow we managed not to take each other out. And then the second corner was a bit bumping and stuff, but also not too bad. Yeah, I must say, it was very interesting. I will start catching Andre, and then he will start blocking us. I don't know for what, because he was not in our chat. And then we did some bumping and drafting there, and it was big fun.
Yeah, it certainly looked good between the top 4 in race 2 at the end there, and then of course at one point you had Bjorn and Justin getting involved as well, and they had a little bit of a collision, and they ended up behind you guys and allowing some of the guys to come past. We also had Andre Hildebrandt in the lead for a long time until eventually he made a mistake. So it was looking very interesting. And then, you guys were released, and then you guys got back together with, I guess, Joandre just holding you guys together slightly slower than yourself, Basil, and Joandre.
Yeah, and I think on the last straight, the last lap, we were like 0.2 behind each other. It was big fun.
All right, then let's head to Joandre. Joandre, great having second place overall again. 2 solid results there. I believe 2 third places for you. And I believe that means you are still solid second in the championship as well. So how was the race from your point of view? It looked like race 2 was the most fun, but race 1 was also quite decent for you.
Yeah, race 2 was I knew it was going to be hectic with a reverse grid. And by the second corner I got taken out, and I think I dropped down to 6th. Something or 8th, and then I just had to fight my way back up. I think I was in 2 collisions, but we managed to fight our way back up to get top 3. So it was a fun race.
You're currently sitting in second in the championship. You were in second coming into this round, so you've held your position. In fact, yourself, Basil, and Joandre have all held your positions, but the points have grown between you guys. So Basil, you're now in first place on 595 points, and yourself, Joandre, on 530 points, and Joandre is on 448. And of course, Andre, you're slowly creeping up as well. You're now in 11th place in the championship on 248 points. So let's head off to Andre. So Andre, congratulations on your podium. Good to have you. You've threatened it many times. Good results tonight, and certainly race 2 was quite exciting, seeing how you worked your way up and everything, and getting third overall is a great result.
Yeah, the second race was big fun. I needed to dodge a few crashes in front of me, but we managed to get through. Like the one Joandre also slided in front of us. I just missed him as well. But
I think that was the one with Bjorn and Justin.
Justin,
you guys were pretty close with that one.
Yeah, but it was like a big fun.
Yeah. So in the end, it was a nice PZN battle for 4th place, 1st, 2nd, 4th. All the four places. So good for PZN as well, just taking all the honors.
Yeah, hopefully the next race some of the guys will come join, and hopefully Uncle Danny works a bit less and can come race with us.
Yes, I'm not too sure when he'll be racing, but I'm kind of hoping that he would have been back soon, but missing the last round, he could have at least taken it as a dropped round, but now he's missed 2 rounds, so I think it's going to be a bit harder for him, but he is still quite high up in the championship. He was 4th coming into this round. He's now 5th, so he's still there. He can still probably fight for maybe 3rd place in the championship. So if Donnie comes back, he can at least still show some good pace.
Yeah, and I'll definitely talk to him tomorrow morning. You're going to get a few WhatsApps.
I think the next round is Lime Rock. So Lime Rock will be quite a fun race to do, and then we do Misano after that. So yeah, it'd be nice to see Donnie join us for Lime Rock.
No, I'll make a plan there for us.
All right. Then while we're with you, Basil, any shout-outs from your side?
Yeah, Dennis, just thanks for you for all your hard work again. planning and creating this awesome event. To the team, PZN team, Redline. Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure, and it's nice to see some of the other guys also joining, new guys joining. So let's help them and go forward.
Thank you, and well done. And Genre, any shout outs from your side?
Yeah, thanks to the sponsors for the league. Thanks to you for hosting it every week. And thanks to the team. I think we had a nice little flying finish there to wrap it all up. But it was good fun. Thanks.
Pleasure, and thank you, and well done. And Andre, any shout outs from your side?
I think Basil covered most of it. And thanks for you for hosting this event. It's lots of fun.
It's a pleasure. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And congratulations again on your positions.
So thanks.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right, I'm going to kick you guys out for now. I'm going to just babble on about the upcoming BTC race. But thank you guys again, and I will chat to you shortly.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, cheers.
All right, I'm just throwing everyone out quickly. Throwing them into the wrong room, but anyway, that's fine. All right, so going forward, this coming weekend we are, well, for now we are done with our interviews, so let me just get rid of that. And that, of course, is the end of round 6. Just to let you know, this is round 6 of our MX5 Cup, brought to you by Alwyn Automotive Glass. So the following round is indeed from Lime Rock in America, which is a fantastic track, lots of undulation. It's also going to be the track that we are doing our official test race for our British Touring Car Championship. So this coming Sunday, we'll probably be streaming it. So just to get everything, the practice and the flow of everything, it's going to be slightly different using R-Factor, double races, slightly different format where race 1, you qualify, you start in your qualifying position with a standing start. Race 2, it's a full reverse grid, but with a rolling start. So just to get a bit of hands-on experience in that, we're going to be using Lime Rock because Lime Rock is not part of the championship that we're going to be using, but it's a very similar track in many ways to Brands Hatch, which is one of the tracks. So that'll be something guys that aren't used to the car should jump in and just get a bit of experience with it. But we'll be doing that on Sunday, and then next Wednesday we'll be doing Lime Rock once again, but with our MX5s. And then, of course, the last round will be from Misano, so that'll be quite exciting. So join us on Sunday if you want to watch some British touring cars. That should be good fun. Could be very, very close racing. You'll also get a bit more knowledge on the track that we'll be racing on Wednesday, so you can get to watch Lime Rock in 2 different events. It's back to back. So that would be good for anyone that doesn't know the track. It's a very good track for guys that know iRacing. They'll be very familiar with Lime Rock. It's one of the tracks that you do with the MX5 Cup, which is usually one of the first cars you drive, as well as this track we've just raced tonight, Okayama. Those are 2 tracks that were very popular in the MX5 Cup in iRacing. So hope to see you guys on Sunday then, and hopefully we'll have a good turnout for that. At the moment it looks like we probably have 20 odd guys. So thanks to everyone for joining tonight. Hopefully you'll join us on Sunday to watch the British Touring Cars, and if not, then we will see you again next Wednesday for round 7 of the MX5 Cup, coming to you from Lime Rock in America. So thank you once again to everyone, and remember, if you enjoyed what you watched, to hit the like and subscribe button, and we will catch you all on Sunday for the British Touring Car Shakedown event. So catch you then, have a good week, and see you then.